It's nice sitting here chatting with you. I know this is an impromptu
Absolutely.
conversation.
And we recently met, you know.
We have, yeah.
About a couple of weeks ago, was it?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
We have seen each other maybe, this is our third time?
Third time, yeah.
Fantastic. So tell me, what are you wearing now?
Yeah, so I've got on a Tissot PRX.
Love it.
Green face.
Is it green? It looks blue from here.
It does. That's what Martin had said that earlier. It's a green one, and I just swapped up the strap.
And what we didn't wear the green plastic strap.
I have one, and today I decided to go more Miami.
Yeah, and is this like the quick release one?
It is a quick release with the two springs. Yeah, so it's easy to pop in and out. Yeah. I love it.
And where do you get it though?
Where did I get it?
Yeah,
I bought it off of Macy's, believe it or not.
Oh, Macy's on the. Is it in the gray market or it was like a?
No, department store.
Yeah, but is this like a second hand or like a, yeah, it didn't come from Vacheron. No, this is Vacheron. Yeah.
No, it's not Vacheron.
Oh, that's
Tissot.
Tissot. It looks
that's a whole different market.
Yeah, it looks from here like a Vacheron.
With the integrated.
Yes, it looks beautiful.
It's a Tissot.
Can you see it?
Of course, absolutely. Yeah. It's. I mean, listen, it's a watch that people that are,
I love it.
If you're gonna look at value for under $1,000, they usually say that the PRX is the go-to watch.
Come on. Oh, it looks beautiful.
You got
the
open case bag.
Open case bag, yeah, it's beautiful.
I mean, it's Tissot. The company was, built in 1853, if I'm not mistaken. 1853. I mean,
yeah, a
lot of value for what you get, and it's a fun watch. It's that sort of oyster quartz type of look. Very vintage and automatic movement. Got a date.
Yeah, and it kind of looks like sports, like sporty, but at the same time it looks.
I like it. The integrated bracelet that comes with it is very nice, very flush. It wears very, very well.
Really?
I mean, it's a 40 millimeter. It's beautiful. I love it. I mean, it's a great watch to just throw on.
I love it.
That's great. What do you got on today?
I have a Santos, Cartier Santos, and really, so I got this. My wife got this as a anniversary gift a few years back, and so I think
phenomenal.
No, and the way I see Cartier is more like a jewel, more than like a horology kind of a piece, But
for sure,
it's a beautiful watch, and I wear it for special occasions like this one, and I like it a lot actually.
Yeah, you could dress this up. You could swap up the straps and dress it down if you want to too.
Yeah, and what got you into watch collecting?
I wouldn't call myself a collector just yet. Very novice in the very beginning stages of my watch journey, but it was kind of a early obsession with watches because when I was young, I remember watching like the James Bond movies and seeing seeing the Omegas.
Yes.
Right. And getting really excited. And then Rolex was obviously, Rolex is king. You think about Rolex and you're like, that's success. That's you made it. And so at a very young age, I remember me and my father would obsess over, the watches and see them and point them out and things like that. And, I have a picture of me when I was very, very young. I was probably like 5 or 6 years old and I had whatever it was. It was a cartoon little watch or something.
But don't you think this is like amazing? It's like this is generational.
Generational.
So because of that, I recently got I have 3 boys.
Yeah.
Each one of them, I got them a Rolex.
Nice.
And I mean, it was a very special moment. It was very special for me and for my sons because it was a surprise for them, and. It was a very special moment, and they liked it, and now they understand, the value of it. And it's not about the value of the watch.
Right.
It's a value about this, like a relationship, like between your children and what you give for them to keep for their children.
That's right.
And, so I think that has a tremendous value. And So in my case, I'm like a new collector. As I told you, I used to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And I did not wear a watch back then, about a year ago, because every time you had to scrub, you have to remove your watch, and so I said, there's no point, and I didn't understand, the beauty of a mechanical watch, and then about a year ago, it all changed. I was walking on the streets of Paris with a friend of mine actually. And I mean, he's not a big watch collector, but he does know about mechanical watches, you know. And we were working by the FP Jordan boutique, and he tells me, "Do you know this? No, do you know that?" I said, "No, what is that?" "Oh, no, FP Jordan, you have to go, you have to go." So we went in, and it was like, I was like, "Wow, what is this?" You know. And since then on, you know, and now it's an obsession. It's like a 24/7 kind of a job for me.
You're hooked.
I'm hooked, completely hooked, you know, and then and slowly I have been, you know, learning more and more, and but I think my heart is drawn towards the independent watchmaker like world, you know.
Yep.
Of course, you know, I like the big brands too. I like Rolex,
Sure,
and Patek,
sure.
and Vacheron, but I think in my core, I mean, I feel drawn by towards that route, you know, and you know, of course, you know, FP Journey is very, very high on my list, but I'm looking at several others. And actually, I'm traveling to Geneva in a couple of weeks because I designed myself a watch trip. You know, and I'm going with my oldest son and my wife, and we're gonna visit a bunch of independent watchmakers. You know, the two guys that I'm more excited to see is Roman Gautier.
Yes.
You know, so I have an appointment to see him.
Very
And
nice.
then I'm really excited to see Kari Volatini, and I can never pronounce his last name.
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, so I'm seeing him, and
Nice.
but I can tell you, out of the independent watchmakers, the watch that I probably want the most, but I don't think I'm gonna get an allocation. Who knows? You know, it's Simon Buet, and so I'm gonna see him too, and he only producing like I don't know,
50.
Like 50 pieces a year, and so if I ever get an allocation from him, you know, because it's kind of strange, you know. Let's say I get we hit it off and we get along, and then he tells me, you know, yes, I can give you an allocation for 10 years from now, you know. But what's interesting is once he finishes a movement, you know, it's done.
Right.
So he will create something new.
Right.
So in 10 years, whatever I bought, it will be something new that I don't know.
Right.
So it's kind of like strange, you know, but I think you have to trust the watchmaker, trust that he's going to do something that is very special. And yeah, but I'm looking forward to meeting him. I'm going to meet also Rasha Preshepi, or
Fantastic.
I'm not sure I'm going to meet him, but I want to meet someone in the team, you know.
Yeah.
So I have an appointment to see him. And then I'm looking at two kind of up and coming watchmaker, like I want to say like brands, because the watchmakers per se, they're very well seasoned, you know.
Right.
One comes from Breitling, and the other one comes from Beauvais.
Fantastic.
And so the first one is Berberon with their Mirage watch. And I'm very intrigued about that watch, and because what he does, he creates the movement first, and he creates it in a way that it's asymmetric because of mechanical reasons.
Wow.
And then he builds the case around that. It's not the other way around.
Right.
He doesn't create the case and then puts the movement inside, because he said that, you know, if I were to build a round case around the movement that I just created, the size will be 46 millimeters. So he said, like,
totally unwearable. Yeah.
Yeah. So he created the case around what he made as a mechanical movement.
Amazing.
So that's pretty good in the case. It looks kind of like the Crash watch, you know, from Cartier. But so I'm very intrigued about that. My only concern is that the size is like 38 by 34.
Okay.
And my wrist is a little thicker than that. You know, my wrist is like 20 centimeter wrist.
Okay.
And it's so 7.5 inch. So usually, like smaller watches, I don't think they fit me that well.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for. People say that because of the asymmetry of the watch, you know, it doesn't matter. It looks really good.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. And then there's another guy called Hervé Schluchter or something like that.
It's a good attempt.
Yeah, exactly. I can't pronounce his last name either. But he's making like a beautiful piece, you know. And
this is all in Geneva, yeah.
Well, it's outside Geneva.
Outside.
Yeah. In the same vicinity, you know. Well, in the vicinity, like an hour and a half away.
Sure.
So he's at the very early stages of his brand, you know, and I think he's creating something, the Tree of Life.
Oh, nice.
And he has like 3 kind of like collections, I guess. Mm-hmm. The first collection is for the infants or the infants or something like that. It's not for infants. It's just, that's
Sure.
the way he calls it.
Yeah.
And that's the only one that is out.
Okay.
But then he has one called the parents and one called the grandparents, you know.
Nice.
So I'm not sure how the next generation will be, but I'm looking forward to see this guy, you know, a super nice guy. He used to be like the head of the technical aspect of OE, which is fantastic.
Amazing.
And then I'm going to see so Akrivia, Simon Puet, I'm going to see those 2 guys, Romain Gauthier and Kari. And of course, I want to visit FP Jordan. Yeah, because FP Jordan is FP Jordan, you know.
It's a must.
Yeah, it's a must, you know. And then I'm going to go to Urwerk.
Nice.
Even though I'm more drawn to the classic
Right.
style.